Well, another highly controversial decision in the sport of boxing. Really nothing new, but I am kind of disappointed in the referee stoppage. Carl Froch defeats George Groves in round nine due to a um, stopping the fight because he thought George Groves was taking enough punishment. I'm going to say this, man. I thought uh, George Groves manhandled Carl Froch tonight. I've been a big Carl Froch fan. I always like Carl Froch, but I don't. I always got to say, I got to admit the truth, man. I got to say that Carl Froch was exposed. I only gave Carl Froch 2 rounds, that ninth round and the eighth round. And on my scorecards, I had it 88-82 for Groves. I had him comfortably winning. There's a lot of dirty tactics going on by Froch, and I really actually thought, man, that the ref should have took points off, and stop warning Carl Froch, man. If he does it once and it's really first off, he should have took the point off to begin with, and then he does it again. The referee clearly did a terrible job tonight. I don't honestly know anything about the guy, but it was just a terrible, terrible performance by the ref. I know for a fact that everybody in that arena in the UK, man, they had to be highly upset, man. I don't blame them. The whole world is clamoring that George Groves was robbed, and I highly, highly agree, man. I thought it was overall a good fight. I just didn't like, the stoppage. This fight clearly proved that referees and judges and promoters have more power than what we actually think. I remember in the press conference with Gabriel Rosado, he was mentioning that how the referee, ruined his dream of, winning a title. If you guys have a chance, you guys should go check that out when he lost to Peter Quillen. And he was actually mentioning that how something has to be done when it comes to bad referees and bad judges, man. And it's very, very true, I think. Um, it was just, I really feel bad for George Groves, man. I didn't know, I've seen him in a couple of fights. I didn't know enough about him to do a really good, solid, set in stone prediction. But I will not lie to you guys, man. Um, Before the fight, I actually thought Carl Froch would win either by a very late stoppage or by a decision. Even though Carl Froch, won the battle, I thought George Groves clearly won the war, or however else it goes. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't really matter. George Groves was clearly robbed in this fight, and here's why I think that the referee should let the fight go a little bit longer. And David Hay mentioned was talking about how he felt that the fight should have went on longer. Amir Khan mentioned it. People all over YouTube's already talking about it. But here's the thing. I could understand if the referee was going to stop the fight if George Groves was taking really, really serious punishment, at least throughout a majority of the fight. Um, then I could understand the referee stopping the fight. I mean, George Groves went up to do the rope a dope, and he went into you know went into like a little defensive mode. I think that's what kind of caught the referees. A light bulb went off in that minute. But George Groves was clearly still punching back. I don't understand how you stop the fight if the fighter is still fighting back, man. And to me, that was bullshit. And I don't know if the referee knew that George Groves was actually ahead on the scorecard. That I don't know. I could see if he was clearly, way behind on the scorecards. And I mean, yes, he had, somewhat of a black eye, but the dude kept fighting back. This is a championship fight. You know, this guy worked so extremely hard to get to the point where he's at. To have his O taken away like that, man, that's rough, man. That's really rough, man. I feel for Groves. He's definitely earned my respect tonight. I don't hate Carl Froch. Yes, it is true that the referee's job is to protect the fighter if he feels that the fighter is in danger. If they're really seriously hurt, I can see that, but George Groves continued to fight back. I say that it was a bad stoppage. He should have just let him fight in just a little bit longer, man. You could clearly see on George Groves' expression, man, like he went down on his knees and it was just like it looked like he was like, you know, Maximus when he saw his, you know, wife and son, you know, murdered. You know what I'm saying? That's what it reminded me of right there, man. But man, this shit's crazy, man. I really feel for George Groves, man. The only thing I can say now, man, I hope that a rematch happens and they could, you know, straighten this shit out. I don't think Andre Ward should go to England. It's not even proper enough to risk it with these kind of referees out there, man. That's all I gotta say, man. I mean, I just hope the rematch can happen, man. Overall, very good fight, but just a bad stoppage. I'm getting ready for this Pacquiao Rios fight. That's all I got. You guys let me know what you guys thought of this fight. Where should both fighters go from here? And that's about it, man. So you guys stay tuned for that post-fight video to the Pacquiao Rios fight, and I'll see you guys on that video. Peace out.